Hello everybody, Shadow here and welcome back to the 100 Line Last Defense Academy. Today, it's time to go into the war room and learn about world death. I don't know what it is, but we're gonna learn. Alright, looks like everyone's here. Yes, indeed. All the dull-eyed simpletons with no refinement, no social standing, and no future, all gathered together in one place. The future's an unwritten book. I can still make something of myself. Anyway, let me cut right to the chase. We called you all here to talk about world death. You said before that it was what caused this war between us and the invaders. What is it exactly? We'll tell you everything that Nigo told us. It's a long story, but bear with us, okay? That's your cue. That's your cue, Kyoshika.
Huh?
What? Me? But I haven't prepared anything. You're in charge of explanations. It's what you're good at. Explanations and exhibitionism. You're a double threat. I am not taking my clothes off. Don't worry. I'll take the lead here. Oh boy. Before I start, there's some terminology we need to get straight. Back in the Tokyo residential complex, did you ever hear about something called Planet Earth? Planet Earth? I've heard of it, sure. I can't say I know very much about it, though. Same here. From what I've read in library books back home, it's where humanity used to live, right? They mention it in old manga sometimes, too. It's supposed to be really huge, like hundreds of times bigger than the complex. I think that's about all any of us know. They kind of skimmed over the subject in school. Humanity once lived all over planet Earth. The population was in the billions. And they didn't live under a giant ceiling either. They had an open sky, just like the one here. Billions? That many? But then, a phenomenon came to be known as world death changed everything. Earth was no longer able to support life like it once had, and the population began to decline rapidly. To combat this, giant underground shelters were constructed to house the survivors before humanity died out completely. Underground shelters? You mean... Yes, that's what the place we all grew up where we all grew up really is. The Tokyo residential complex is a colossal shelter hidden deep beneath the Earth's surface. And it's right below us, maybe? A shelter? The whole thing? All this happened a long time ago, so even Nigo wasn't sure how accurate this information is anymore. But so far as we know, our community in the Tokyo residential complex is the last of humanity, and has been for hundreds of years now. Wow, we're really getting a history lesson today, huh? I never even knew there was a time before the TRC. And world death is what forced everyone down there? Just what kind of phenomenon is it? Essentially, the planet began killing itself. It did what? According to Nigo, the Earth has a life of its own, and while it's not quite like ours, it has its own will, too. When the planet decided to end its life, numerous natural disasters started occurring all around the world. That was world death. Okay. Kind of just sounds like a major case of global warming to me, but I don't know, maybe it's been mythologized. That's not a word. You know what I'm trying to say. The planet tried to kill itself. It can do that? But what drove the Earth to do that to itself? Remember how we said the human population was in the billions? Well, they all needed somewhere to live. They developed and cultivated the world around them as they saw fit, not really giving a crap about the long-term consequences. So it was global warming. Pretty soon they were draining the planet's resources faster than it could replenish them. Not to mention the many wars humanity fought against each other. Some of them were so bad they left the Earth permanently scarred. It couldn't put up with that kind of abuse forever. Something had to give. I'm not surprised. Leeching off someone else without ever giving anything back, and abusing them on top of that? Sounds like my scumbag brother. I'm sorry, did you just hint at a backstory? I love it. I want to learn more. I mean, I don't love the abusive brother. But I love the fact that we're getting a little bit of a hint at something. They didn't realize the planet had a mind of its own, but they should have known better. Humanity continued to propagate, willfully ignorant of the damage they were doing. Of course, the Earth wasn't completely powerless. It showed its resistance with earthquakes, tsunamis, wildfires, volcanic eruptions, stuff like that. But no one recognized those disasters for what they were. They ignored the warning signs and just kept on keeping on. Right, just like how we ignored all the eviction notices and restraining orders and doubled down on the violence. You're making it really hard for us to ignore you. Finally, Earth reached its breaking point and shut himself in his room to wallow in self-loathing and play gory anime games all day. You can tell us your twisted family history later. Just shut up for a minute. As I was saying, Earth turned to its last resort, to kill itself and take mankind out with it. You've got to admit, World Death is a pretty fitting name. So, the planet dying, the planet choosing to kill itself, was humanity's fault? Not a pleasant thought, is it? The Earth must have really hated us by then. It's hard to imagine the kind of overwhelming despair that would make something do that. Once world death began, there was no stopping it. The environment became barren, hostile. Billions of lives were lost. The only reason humanity didn't go extinct is because a handful of communities were able to escape into the shelters. Like the Tokyo residential complex. Have you ever wondered where the name comes from? Most of the people in the complex are descended from residents of Tokyo, a metropolis that stood on the surface hundreds of years ago. Of course, it's been so long that no one remembers what kind of place it was, or why it was called that. Whole generations have lived their lives without any awareness of the world outside the complex. Us included, naturally. By the time we were born, humanity had already been living underground for centuries. Until we were brought here, the complex, the shelter, was our entire world. We ain't in the complex anymore, so you're saying this is what the surface looks like now?
Yes. This is what Earth became after it was ravaged by world death.
Right.
This is the land where our ancestors lived.
And we're gonna reclaim it.
You can see now why they had to go underground.
Right? For real? If it's that bad, should we even be here? Shouldn't we be back at the complex? And the complex isn't necessarily any safer. Not anymore. What do you mean? The TRC's days are numbered. The whole place is gonna collapse soon. What? Why? How? World death is still going on. It won't end until all life on Earth is extinguished. It's only a matter of time until our little pocket of humanity runs out of resources and finally gives up the ghost. No way! There's just one thing that can save humanity from the effects of world death and give everyone a brighter future. And that's whatever is in the defense room of this academy. Or so Nigo said. It can save us from world death? I find that hard to believe, but I've seen weirder. But what is it? What is this school here to protect? Perchance it's a set of mythical artifacts that grant a single wish when brought together. Or maybe it's just one, and we'll have to set out on a journey across the universe to collect the others. A grand tour, if you will. What, you think you can just ask the Eternal Dragon to bring everyone back? Get with the program, Grandma. It's all about permadeath these days. Once you're gone, you're gone. But it's not about permadeath because you guys don't have it. Nay, morbid stories where everyone dies are the most even more out of date. In trying times, people need something more uplifting. Can you two have this discussion somewhere else? Unfortunately, Nigo didn't have clearance to actually tell us what's in the defense room. Said it had to remain secret so the enemy couldn't get wind of it. But there was one thing he was very clear on. Whatever this thing is, it's humanity's last hope. That sounds ominous. And we're fairly certain that something is going to happen on our 100th day here. Something's going to activate, or awaken, or something. At any rate, that's what will deliver humanity from world death. we'll be able to live and thrive on the surface again. All we have to do is make it to day 100. Nozomi said it's our last hope, but last chance might be more appropriate. If we mess it up, mankind is done for. Our last chance.
Huh?
And the invaders are trying to stop this world-saving event from happening? Yeah, the invaders are another thing we didn't get that many details on. But judging by what we have been told, we've come to a conclusion of our own. The invaders are world death itself. Like something summoned by a curse? The Earth must have given birth to them to further advance world death and the eradication of all life on the planet. You've seen the way they fight, so it's not such a stretch, is it? And it would explain why they're so fixated on destroying the school. So they're not actually an invading force so much as manifestations of the planet's will? Fascinating. Then the Earth itself is the final boss here? How are we supposed to deal with that? Things have gotten really heavy, huh? Sorry, I started getting nervous again. Now do you see why it's so important that we protect whatever's in the defense room from the invaders? We haven't been exaggerating. Humanity's future really does depend on us. The hopes and dreams of all mankind rest on our shoulders. We can't let them down. If we lose here, it's all over. So that's how it is. There you have it. A comprehensive summary of the situation. This is why we must strive for nothing less than total victory. Why are you looking so pleased with yourself? You didn't contribute to that. You didn't contribute to that comprehensive summary at all, you glory-hogging chowderhead. Forgive me. That was never my intent. If you want forgiveness, strip down and bear your contribution for all this, contrition for all to see. Good golly, I can't read. But leave those ridiculous sneakers on. You'll look even more exposed that way. Why is the sudden fixation on me getting naked? Why the sudden fixation on me getting naked, Lady Kurara? If everything you've told us is true, then yes, we do understand now. We finally know what this war is all about and how important it is. Better late than never, I guess. It explains the difference in the two groups' attitude as well. It's no wonder Nozomi and the others have such a strong sense of duty. Us, on the other hand, Suri was killed before we could hear about any of this. We've just been fighting for our own reasons in our own disorganized way. Damn, I wish we'd known all this sooner. I'm more fired up than ever now. Fighting to save people, that's one thing. But saving all of humanity? That's on a whole nother level. If we pull this off, we'll be heroes. We'll probably get a reward and everything. I mean, if we save all of mankind from destruction, no one's gonna begrudge us a couple million yen here or there, right? I knew whatever was going on here was serious, but I never thought it'd be this bad. I might have been better off not knowing. I still think the people in charge are crazy for sending an unremarkable nematode like me. But since I'm here, I guess I should give it my all too. Don't worry. So long as we work together, we can overcome anything. Even world death. Everyone's sounding a lot more motivated now. Except for that smug little punk in the back. We're still missing a lot of details, but it's enough for us to start presenting a more unified front. This doesn't feel like some random war we were forced into anymore. It's so much more than that. Oh no, she's broken. Okay, so some of us are taking it better than others. It is a lot to take in after all. Sorry to have been the fly in your ointment, but I still have some reservations. Now more than ever, I have to wonder, if this mission is so important, why entrust it to a bunch of random teenagers? I'm sorry, I can't answer that. Nico didn't seem to know anything about the selection process. Maybe there's a clue in the dreams Shoma's been having? The ones about us being experimented on in that place? The Kamakura General Hospital, was it? Interesting idea. Too bad it's not really enough to go on. I'm sorry, my peanut kernel of a brain can only handle so much. What'd you think, Ima? Kako? Does this make you want to fight like the rest of us? Us? Fight? Yeah. Humanity's future is on the line, you know? Mr. Yakushiji, I think you need to get your hearing checked. I've already made my position quite clear. I don't care about humanity. I don't care what happens to the complex, or to the planet for that matter. We've no real reason to get involved, so we'll just leave the fighting to you. Isn't that right, sister dearest? But if it's to defend all of mankind, then... See, my sister dearest agrees. I don't think you listen to her. I don't think you listen to her at all. Can we get some separation here? Can we get them in 2 separate rooms? Really have a sit down with Kako, so that way she can voice her own opinions without her brother being like, oh yes, why, I know exactly what my sister wants because I am the best brother in the world and she is the best sister in the world. And we know everything about each other and all that, even though I don't listen to her at all. Let the girl talk for herself, man! If that's all, we'll be leaving now. I haven't had breakfast yet, and I'm positively famished. Good luck with the whole saving the world thing, everyone. Nonchalant as ever, Ima turned and left, dragging Kako along behind him. Okay, something's seriously wrong with the Wonder Twins over there. How can they remain so detached from everything? They're like 2 self-obsessed peas in a pod. Still cute, though. Do young people today have no notion of social responsibility? But fear not, the Holy Jumanji Sword and I will beat some sense into them. Alright, sorry about that, I had to sneeze. Okay. Leave them, Kyoshika. Trying to force them will only push them away further. That's just the way they are. There's not a lot we can do about it. You okay, Eito? I'll be fine. This long discussion is starting to take its toll on me, that's all. We have been talking for a while now. Maybe we should end the meeting here and give everyone some time to process this information. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. She'll probably short circuit if she has to listen to any more. I think she already is. Everyone else seemed to agree with the sentiment, so we decided to go back to our rooms for the time being. With no breakfast? Oh no. What a way to start the day. I have a feeling this will do wonders for our morale, though. Protecting this school means putting a stop to world death. It means bringing hope back to a dying world. We may not know why we were chosen for this mission, but that doesn't change what we need to do. I'll keep fighting, for the good of humanity, for everyone back in the complex, and for Karabla. Now that that's settled, what should I do for the rest of the day? I don't really feel like sitting around and doing nothing right now. Right. Well, okay. So we can spend some time with Nozomi. Cool. Well, first of all, I want to check, do we have another mission? No. Okay, perfect. So, let's go ahead. Let's get some of these unyielding spirits. I want to focus on the attackers. Like the ones that I know are going to be doing it a lot. For instance, Eito. Like, that's why I went for Gaku. That's why I went for Kyoshika, because Kyoshika already has the buff of doing more damage to single enemies. So, allowing her to hammer away. Let's see. You know what? Allies acting with 1 AP in battle have a 50% chance of gaining support status. Support is attack +2 and voltage gain ×2. Having that on Tsubasa actually doesn't sound like a bad idea. Because she can kind of dash around and use it on whoever. Alright, cool. So I think that's good there. Let me check. Let's check our report card. Maybe we go read more books. Try to get science, social study, gym up to level 2. Actually, okay, let me check. So we need science level 2 for Tsubasa. We need social studies level 2 for Gaku, which probably dictates what we're doing. Honestly. So you need social studies as well. Okay, let's go read social studies book. Sorry, I'm just spamming buttons for some reason. Okay. Library. Book. Social studies. Let's read about languages. Why not? I'll try reading this book today. Tokyo Residential Complex Languages. The official language of the Tokyo Residential Complex is Japanese, and there are not many who speak other languages. There are some eccentrics who learn English and French as a hobby. The number of people who can speak a foreign language is probably less than 0.1% of the population. The Tokyo Residential Complex is a cultural sphere built on just one language. But the world was not always like this. Crossing national borders would often mean an inability to communicate. There was also a mix of people who spoke different languages even within the same country. People would work hard learning foreign languages at school or through courses in order to be able to interact with people from foreign cultures. People who speak a completely different language? That's hard to believe. Right. Observation +5. Very nice. And then we will go finish the book. Might as well. Still in the middle of it. By 10. Alright. But unfortunately that did not get us up to our
you never know. Well then.
level 2. So we might have to go and spend some time. Got no idea when the next attack will be. When it comes, we'll be ready. Guess I'll call it a night. Getting enough rest. Part is being prepared. Yeah. Lay in bed. Found myself drifting into a deep sleep. Cool. Oh, another flashback. Alright.
Hey, Katawa?
Yeah? What is it?
Could you help me out with this question? You know I suck at math.
If I just give you the answer, you'll never learn.
Well, you could help me figure out the right equation to use.
No fair.
It's your own fault for leaving all your homework until the last day of summer.
What are you even doing here then? Can't you go read at home?
Your mom asked me to keep an eye on you and make sure you weren't goofing off.
So,
Fair.
I'm basically a prisoner in my own room.
Yes.
Yup. Now, do a good job and earn that parole.
What's that book you're reading anyway? Looks old.
It's about the world outside the complex.
Ooh.
That again?
Well, it's interesting. Don't you ever wonder what it's like out there? What it was like in the olden days? Reading these old books.
And now we're learning all about
I
it.
can imagine it. It gives me a connection to those people who lived under the open sky all those hundreds of years ago.
Right.
At least, when I can find them, it does. Most libraries don't even stock them anymore.
Right. Probably because there's a group destroying them or whatever.
I must have read this book 1,000,000 times already.
Most people aren't interested in that stuff. The outside world's a scary place.
No, I think there's more to it than that.
I mean, it's fair.
The people in charge are probably covering it up. They don't want us to learn too much about the outside world in case it makes us want to leave.
That is a fair point.
You're a conspiracy theorist now? Give it a rest.
Well, considering how many shows and movies and books are about people in a closed city like this who learn about the outside world and want to leave, I think it's a fair concern.
Seriously, though, I'd love to see it for myself someday, even if just for a little while. I want to see the sky and the stars and the moon with my own eyes. This book says they're so pretty, people held parties just to look at them.
Fair.
Moon? What's that?
A big chunk of rock that floats around the Earth. It's close enough that it looks like it's right above your head. And it's got a pale glow that lights up the night.
Well, technically speaking, it doesn't glow. It reflects the light of the sun.
Right above your head? What if it falls on us?
Nah, that'll never happen. Besides, don't you have other things to worry about? If you don't finish on time, your mom will take away your video games, you know?
Oh no.
Oh, I almost forgot about that. Why does math have to be so hard?
Well, at least we don't have to worry about that too terribly much anymore. Granted, we don't really have access to many video games right now. I mean, I think we can technically make some from the gift machine. But that would be for giving it to other people, so we can't play them.
Get ready.
Yeah. We're up. We're ready. How ironic. I never felt any kind of interest in the outside world, but I'm the one who ended up here. I wonder how many people in the complex have ever thought about leaving. Would they even want to live on the surface again? I can't speak for everyone else, but Karawa would love it, that's for sure. If we can make it through these 100 days, I can make that happen, right? What would life be like for us then? I can't even imagine it. No use worrying about it now. I have to actually make it through this war first. As for today, I'll start by going to the cafeteria. I'm pretty hungry. Right. Hello. Hey, Otakami. I was thinking, since we're friends now and all, how'd you like to throw away your humanity and get in on my experiments? It'll only hurt for a second.
Hey!
I told you, I'm perfectly happy the way I am. Okay. Oh, hold on. Is she to the left? Yeah. Good morning, Takumi. On your way to the cafeteria? Yeah, and hey, thanks for telling us all that stuff yesterday. I'm sorry it took us so long. I just wish we knew more about world death. Nico never went into much detail with us. We do know it caused a lot of natural disasters, but could the undying flames be a side effect of it too? Maybe they're effective at keeping the invaders out because they come from the same source. But that's just speculation on my part. It would make a kind of sense if that was it, though. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'll see you later. I don't know if that actually does make sense. Nozomi might not be as cautious around me as she used to be, but there's still a sense of distance between us. I don't think we're at the stage where I can start asking her about Karawa and the parallel universes just yet. Right. Well, I feel like the Undying Flames make some degree of sense because it is a very strange and, like, mystical type thing. But also, it is being used to actively defend the defense room. So, obviously, we have some way of weaponizing it. Which doesn't really make sense if it's a world death thing. Because wouldn't it be a threat to us? Like, I mean, technically it is. But we're using it as part of our defense. So, I don't know. It's conflicting. Could be either way. Anyway, the cafeteria was more full than I had seen it in a while. Main campus and second campus, fighters and non-fighters. They were all here. Well, there's only 2 non-fighters, so... Sure is busy today. It's kind of nice to see everyone together like this, though. Almost like we're a real class. No offense, but if I had to go to school with these weirdos, I'd never make it to graduation. Don't worry, Gaku. You're less of a classmate and more like a slave who just happened to come in through the wrong door. What kind of school would keep slaves on its grounds? I think we'd make a great class. All these strong personalities make it more interesting. Wouldn't you say so, Takumi? Yeah, maybe. Just when I feel like I'm starting to get used to Nozomi, I dream about Karawa, and now I'm uncomfortable all over again. We learned a lot about world death yesterday, but I'm still no closer to figuring out the connection between those two. Hey, I thought you guys had morning training around this time. You taking a break today? Yes, we can always train a little later, and it's worth it to get to talk to everyone. I, for one, welcome the change. Just spending a little time as a group in the mornings is sure to bring us all closer together. That stinks. What? Oh, no, not whatever vapid, inspirational statement you were about to make, Mr. Aotsuki. I mean, there's an actual weird smell in the air. It's like rotting fruit and armpit sweat. Hey, that's my curry you're talking about. You're gonna ruin everyone's first impression of it. Wait, you made more curry? Well, you looked so pathetic when you said how much you wanted to eat it again. I couldn't help myself. Huh? Wait here, I'll go get it. Kurara slipped away and returned with a plate of curry, which he sat down in front of Gaku. Prepare your taste buds for the ride of your life. Courtesy of the Osuzuki family recipe. I expect you to eat it all, even the plate. I'm not eating the plate. Besides, curry is kind of heavy for breakfast. Oh, you unrefined little mole rat. What is it like to live so totally unaware of the world around you? I've adjusted the flavor to make it suitable for a morning meal. Now hold on to your ass, because this is going to send you into orbit. Come on, I bet it's not that great. Despite his protest, Gaku scooped up a spoonful of curry and brought it self-consciously close to his mouth.
This is
Oh my! He's turned into his shirt! And by that I mean he's turned into a cartoon. Oh, okay, we're reading now. The taste seems mild at first, but then you realize it doesn't need to flaunt its spiciness. It just lets itself spread through your mouth. Subtly. Demurely? Something like that. But then the aftertaste hits you, and it's like a fireworks display of flavor. Sweet and savory bursting in one after another. Perfectly balanced so neither overpowers the other. The more you eat, the stronger the spiciness gets, until your tongue is tingling with delight. The contrast it creates with the simple wholesomeness of the rice is sublime. And don't even get me started on the texture. The sauce is so creamy. The meat is so tender. I can't stop eating. My body's desperate for more. Slow down. I can't keep up with all this information. This dish is the ultimate evolution of culinary achievement. Bow down before its superior pedigree. Yes, ma'am. It's really all that? Hey, man, let me try some. Just one bite. Me too. How much curry do you think do you guys think is a lethal dose? Back off! This is mine! Thieves, all of you! You won't take my precious from me! No one can resist the allure of Osuzuki curry. Very well, you may all partake of my family's gift to the curry lovers of the world. Form an orderly line there. Is it going to be like this every morning from now on? Let them have their fun. A little camaraderie might help improve their teamwork. Yeah, I guess you're right. Do you mind if I ask you something? What is it? When you were a kid, did you want to see the world outside the complex? Did you ever think about that kind of thing? Yes, actually. I thought about it quite a lot. I thought it would be great to see it with my own eyes, even if it was only for a little while. Granted, now that I'm here, it's not exactly what I was expecting. Huh. Fascinating. The lively mood lasted all through breakfast. Eventually, the group dispersed and I headed back to my room. Okay. Anytime I talk to Nozomi, it just raises more questions about her and Karawa. Sometimes it feels like their personalities are completely different, but then Nozomi will come out with something I've heard Karawa say before, practically word for word. Are they really parallel versions of each other? I seriously can't think of anything else that would explain it. No use racking my brain about this. I'll try to talk to her more later. In the meantime, what should I do today? Good question. Well, I think let's go keep reading books. We'll go for the other social study book. Everything there is to know about the Tokyo Residential Complex. That's quite a big book, I assume. Okay. The Tokyo Residential Complex is a fortress within an all-weather dome. Its size is roughly 390 square miles. It is mankind's sole residential area, based on the 23 wards of the old world city of Tokyo. Some 500,000 people live peacefully under a roof that shields the sky. On the surface, society operates under capitalism that encourages the free market, but the wealth gap is rather small, and in practice is closer to communism. The Tokyo Residential Complex's governing body is the Tokyo Residential Complex Administration, whose members inherit their positions. The predecessor of the Tokyo Residential Complex, was completed around blank years ago. The sponsor for the construction plan was blank. Blank, who was blank at the time, set up the blank project to protect mankind from blank. Together with their sworn friends blank and blank, they blanked a coup d'etat. Blank. Blank. Most of this has been censored. It's practically unreadable now. Reading this book increased your exploration by 5. Nice. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and finish it off, and hopefully that gets our social studies to level 2. Well, we're gonna get 10 points, so. No, not yet. Okay, we'll have to spend time with Gaku or Kotaro.
Soldiers, you never know. Well then.
Because I believe those are the 2 social studies people.
Huh?
Made it through another day. Last battle was pretty recent, so there won't be another for a while. Invaders we're talking about, they won't be predictable. Okay, fell asleep surprisingly easily. Okay. Absurdity of the situation didn't bother me nearly as much as it used to. Getting used to this place, but was that a good thing? I should just read them normally. Because otherwise we just through it.
Get ready, prepare, be ready to give your...
We're almost to day 50.
Huh?
Morning already. Better head over to the cafeteria. Oh. There's 2 people outside. Alright. I can't take it anymore. Everyone's gotten over their differences, and they're all getting along better than ever. I can't even kill myself to spice things up. I just come right back again. Maybe it would be better if I did die for real. No one needs poor old Darumi anymore. I'm so emotionally exhausted, all I can do is cry. I think I'd rather not get involved in whatever that is. She probably just needs to get it out of her system. Okay, I don't know if I would support that, but... Why am I not allowed to talk to the others? I want to make friends too.
Huh?
Huh? I want to come out of my shell. I want to change. Still mumbling to herself, Kako wandered off toward the cafeteria. Fascinating. Alright. Well, I kind of think let's end the episode here. Because obviously the game is setting up for Kako at least to join the group. Though Ima will probably come along for the ride, or at the very least, what will probably happen is we'll convince Kako, but then we'll have to make sure that we convince Ima as well, because otherwise, Kako will not be willing to fight. I don't know. It's possible. Anyway, that is going to be all the time we have for today. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please let me know down in the comments below. And maybe leave a like. And if you want to catch the next episode as it comes out, go ahead and hit subscribe. But for now, that's it. So, see ya!